Life. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Everyone's life is different, made up of a million unique events. Yet, in a way, we're all the same. We're all just beings, struggling to reach our goals, trying to survive, fueled by our love. Yet we are not all completely free. There are things one must do, things one mustn't do, normal things, weird things, everything in between, and these concepts bind you. The moment I was born, I was labeled. I was female, and that was fine, because physically, yes, I am a woman. But being a female isn't just about what's between your legs. Maybe once upon a time, but no longer. Now, there's much more that comes along with that word, much more one has to be, and that's my problem. The very day I was born, I was wrapped in a pink blanket, because I was a girl, and those blankets were reserved for us. Why must a color be binded to a gender, I wonder now? As I grew up, it was don't do that, do this, be this, all because I was a female. The first day of school, when I went to choose out my backpack, I remember clearly the shop assistant thrusting a bag deemed appropriate for a lady into my hand. I grabbed the backpack I actually wanted and left, but I still remember her judgmental face, that look of scorn when you don't fit into societal norms. When I got to high school, it was harder for me to fit in, while other girls were worrying about how their bodies looked, studying very hard, worrying about what other girls thought of them, and obsessing over boys. I felt like a complete outsider. I didn't care about any of those things, and when one of the girls invited me to sit with her, I couldn't bring myself to accept. It just didn't feel right being with her. But I didn't feel like a guy either. I didn't want to cut my hair short and play a million sports. I just didn't feel right in either group. Eventually, I decided to approach the girl, hoping that if I didn't fit in, perhaps I could look like I did. But my antisocial attitude had earned me a reputation, and once again, I was alone. I'd stare at the girls' washrooms and then the boys', never sure where to go. I think that some people thought I felt like I was a guy in a girl's body. There are plenty of people like that, and that's a totally normal feeling too, but it just wasn't me. My problem was that I didn't fit in with either gender, and I didn't feel like I should have to act like either. Yes, I have female anatomy, but that doesn't mean that I have to be everything that is associated with being a female, and I suppose I was just frustrated with the world for creating such a huge barrier in my life. But one day, things changed. I heard about gender-neutral bathrooms, and suddenly, it was like the sky had cleared on a cloudy day. Suddenly, I realized that there were other people in the world with the same problems as me, and that people were helping out. And that the world was not all bad, but that there were some people who understood how I felt and wanted to create a solution for my suffering. Now, things are better. Not perfect, they never will be, but better. Because no matter what the problem is, it's always the first step that's the hardest.